Hi, welcome to my presentation. My name is Chris Marvel, and today we're going to talk about the social penetration theory in light of relationship growth. In this presentation, we will define the social penetration theory, look at the different aspects of the social penetration theory, and discuss the research and results that have been done within this theory. The social penetration theory is designed to identify and see the process of increasing disclosure in relationships. This happens in two different ways. It happens in a linear fashion and a cyclical fashion. Uh, the social penetration theory also focuses on behaviors, thoughts, and feelings that change and develop over time. Also, the information that is discussed and disclosed between two individuals deals with the breadth of information, dealing with more surface level information, and the depth, meaning more intimate information. Cyclical development and linear development happen in this theory. Linear development is the growth that happens over a period of time. Cyclical development is the rhythm that happens in a relationship that alternates between the two individuals in openness and closedness. C. Arthur Van Leer did a study to see if this was in fact true, and with his results that he found that relationships do uh, go back and forth in a rhythm that deals with people being open and closed with one another. Self-disclosure is any message that an individual communicates to another person. There's three different levels of disclosure within a relationship. The first level deals with biographical characteristics. The second level deals with attitudes, opinions, and expectations. The third level is values, identities, feelings, and needs. Now, this disclosure is a voluntary act between two people. This chart describes a little bit more that you can see the different levels of the personality. On the outside, you see the biographical characteristics. As you go deeper, you see someone's expectations, attitudes, opinions, and then finally, in the core of the person is their values, feelings, and needs. Research has been done dealing with penetrating questions. Questions are used to penetrate the other's social being, so that as the amount of questions that are used can help increase the amount of intimacy and the amount of disclosure that you can gain in a relationship. Now, the amount of uncertainty that somebody finds in another person promotes more questions so that the other person can get to know and penetrate the other spheres of the individual. Also, more research that has been done by Ayers is that questions are used between strangers tend to be more surface level, and as you go deeper in a friendship, the the questions that are used are more intimate, more deep, more personal information between the two. Taylor and Altman, however, discovered that even though people might go deeper into a relationship, the information that is passed and the questions that are used tend to be more surface level information. Research done that deals with disclosure is interesting. That people who tend to enjoy being in a relationship or build other relationships will tend to disclose more information upfront rather than those who are more withdrawn. However, online dating websites have changed the amount of disclosure somebody will start off with. It is found that people will disclose core values, more needs, opinions, feelings, rather than how people tend to start with biographical characteristics and then go deeper into the personality of themselves. So depending on what setting you use or what setting you're in might change how much information you disclose up front. Positive reinforcement is essential in the deepening of a relationship. as you're having a conversation with somebody, you tend to either be more engaged in the conversation or disengaged. If you're engaged in the conversation, then you can be able to grow more intimate and stronger, deeper relationships. Uh, Also, throughout a relationship, being open and honest also helps the intimacy level um, being stronger and deeper. Now, the rate of disclosure can also affect the relationship in ways that if uh, the rate of disclosure happens rapidly, then it can cause the relationship to be unstable. This rapid rate of disclosure can also cause somebody to be more vulnerable, which can cause them to be more closed off or withdrawn, and also could even be the cause of a dissolving relationship. Communication in the social penetration theory has a couple of roles. It helps deepen intimacy. It is the tool that is used in self-disclosure. It helps sustain relationships, and it helps grow relationships. A dissolving relationship happens over a period of time as well, and this can happen when a topic of conversation becomes off limits. It can be something that causes frustration, or it can cause other areas of your personality to be closed off. It will it will be indicated by the individual reassessing the relationship, and also can be a increased potential issue that can dissolve the relationship. Now, the social exchange part of this theory deals with costs and rewards. People want to maximize rewards and minimize costs. The cost reward ratio is dependent on the perspective of the individual. Also, the the reward of costly information is intimacy. Cost and reward ratio is something that is happening throughout a conversation. People are always trying to decide if the certain information is disclosed, if the reward will be deeper intimacy. Now, costs and rewards can also deal with expectations and goals within the relationship, and as I said, it's constantly being reassessed along the way. The cost of disclosing information, although, is essential for relationship growth. Internet dating has also seemed to be a factor in this theory, that people will disclose more personal information up front, which seems to gain more reward for those individuals. And this proves that depending on what social setting somebody is involved in, can change the amount of information that one discloses to another. Relationship growth deals with a couple things. It deals with commitment over the period of time of the relationship. It deals with being open and honest with one another, and being willing to disclose information over a period of time will cause the relationship to deepen and be more intimate. Relationship growth is two things as a paradox, where growth happens in a linear fashion and a cyclical fashion, as we've already discussed. And relationship growth deals with increasing disclosure of information between two individuals. People are reassessing and redefining where they're at in the relationship, and it happens over a period of time. In conclusion, we have defined the social penetration theory, the different aspects of the social penetration theory, and the research and results on this theory. Thank you so much for being a part of this presentation, and these are the references that I have used. Thank you so much for being here.